Hello, and welcome to the most must listen to Beep Baseball podcast of all time. I don't know of any more than this and two others, and I've done one of those two others. So I've got that Beep Baseball podcasting market cornered, don't I? I am just kidding, of course, but I also am Timothy Cyphers, and I am one of the newest Bayou City Heat Beat Baseball players, and I'm so thrilled to be bringing to you the first edition, the first installment of what I hope is many, many to come of the Heat Index. It's funny because today's guest was actually the innovator and the creator behind that name. When in our tournament down in the NBBA World Series in West Palm Beach, where we finished seventh of 21 teams of a very internationally themed tournament. I believe there are 22 teams, but regardless, several countries, from all across the world and all across the United States, and it was amazing. And he and I roomed together, and he came up with this name when I told him I was thinking of doing this again. I did this for my former team, and I implore you to listen to theirs as well. This is not for me. This is for the listeners. It's for my teammates, my brothers, my sisters, and my my Beat Baseball family. So without any further ado, I just want to let everyone know that due to some technical difficulties, due to using a new format that I've never used before, and just being a little rusty, the beginning of my guest and I's conversation was a little cut off. You didn't miss much, though. I had asked him, given him pleasantries, asked him how his off season went and is going, and what he's doing now. And that's why where we begin with the audio recording is where he picks up on what he is up to nowadays. It's a really good must listen. The guest shares a lot of interesting and deeply personal things that I'm very, very grateful for him having done, and he took a lot of time. It's a great listen. It's a must listen, and if you don't, you're really depriving yourself of some interesting stories, some inspirational and powerful stuff. So again, without further ado, the first episode of the Heat Index, with my first ever guest, my teammate, my Beat Baseball and Heat brother. His name is Mr. Joseph Fleeks, and that begins now. So, speaking of, easier to navigate, Joe, do you mean visually impaired? Because you're blind. You're a total, right?
Yeah, I'm a total. So I am a total. It's definitely about just navigating the hallways and just getting around the classes and just being able to be comfortable.
Yeah. So, because I saw you, I met you guys in the summer, and it's like
Right.
we're family already, which is very, very cool. And I'll touch on that later.
True that.
As far as you and I, we roomed together during the series, and you navigate just like you're so good at it. You put someone like me who has got I got loads of functional vision remaining, and I still, I get off balance and I bump into stuff, and you get around like super easy. Did you lose vision later in life, or were you born vision impaired?
I actually lost it later. I lost when I was 16. It was I actually was shot in the face. Yeah, like crazy. It was a drive by, and I took a shotgun blast, like straight to the face, and instantly my vision was just gone. Well, not my vision, my sight, but and
I like that. I'll touch on that too, man, because you made a distinction between vision and sight. That's sick. I like that. Well, hold on. So that's mind blowing, and I think I don't think, I'm not gonna BS the listeners. I know you mentioned this to me, and and we were there for business. You know what I mean? We were there for business, a little bit of pleasure at the end, but like we were there for business, so we didn't get a chance to talk too much, and we don't need to go super in depth. But what do you mean you took a shotgun blast to the face? I mean, what the hell happened? Like, I mean,
Ah,
I'm just glad you're okay
nah,
because.
yeah, it was wrong place, wrong time, my man. I was trying to leave the club. I I was partying and things jumped off wrong in the parking lot. I really wasn't just included in that whole conflict thing. But yeah, I got caught in the crossfires. It was wrong place,
Holy
wrong time.
crap, man! So that obviously changed things dramatically. You're in high, you're 16, so you got to be in high school. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I was going to my senior year.
Holy crap, man! So are you tight with your family? Like, did that kind of shake things to the core, or what happened?
I
I mean,
mean,
because I know that like
it
for me when I lost vision, but it was over a very short amount of time, but it wasn't instantaneous like that. And I know
yeah,
it's rocked us. That must have been I don't
it
know. I
was
can't. I mean,
different.
obviously
Definitely.
stressful.
It was frustrating at times, but there was also some enjoyment in there. I mean, it's a challenge, of course. I'm like not gonna bullshit it, like shit, like being visually impaired to the blind, shit. It's definitely a challenge, but I've always I've always enjoyed challenges, so I didn't. I told myself in the hospital that I wasn't gonna let this like stop me. Like, so I was 16, I'm like too much life to live, so I never really just been down about it. Like I've had my frustrated moments because I just don't like to have to look for shit more. But hey, that's here or there. But besides that, shit, life must go on. We must continue to fight.
Oh man, yo. All right, so you know what's cool? I want to be on a real level right now. On a just a I know we're recording this and people are going to be listening, and that's all well and good. But I want to tell you, man to man, that is huge for me to hear because as I just mentioned and as I lost it later in life, but I didn't lose it all even. And
Right.
it presents its own difficulties separate from some of the ones that you faced, but they're all very similar. They're all in the same spectrum. They're all in the same world as far as the difficulties go, and I handle them like a little Sally. You know what I mean? Like a little, like a little kid, I should say. Sorry, ladies. Um,
Understand.
no, so you know what I mean? Like and believe me, I'm getting better, but I get so angry. I get so I shouldn't say angry, but frustrated. You mentioned frustrated, but I take it to a like I'll take my ball and go home, and I'm already home. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's been tough. So to hear you go through something so traumatic and just sit here and tell me, life goes on. I got too much. Like you said something that really stuck out to me. I got too much life to live. Holy crap, man! Is
Yeah.
that not the truth? How old are you, Joe?
I'm 28.
Okay,
Was
wow. So
May
we're the
was
same
May
exact.
28 in August. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. So we're I'm only a few months older than you. So that's that's incredible insight. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that with me because that's crazy. Like, were you what were so I know you were a football player. Weren't you planning to do big things in the football life? At the time that you were
Yeah,
visual.
I was on my way. At this time, I was going to camps. I had just went to a few quarterback camps. Scouted by a couple of schools. I was in that process of talking. I was going into my senior year, so I would have put up some more tape, and skies was the limit at that time. I was pretty good at being a quarterback. So
Yeah, could read the defense and stuff. So I mean,
yeah,
you
I was
don't
a big
lose
arm
that
guy.
stuff that stuff you learned. You don't lose that. We're just translating it, and I'm reaping the benefits of having you on my team as far as reading stuff in a different way. Maybe not as vision, but
Right.
that's just that innate ability to adjust on the fly, and call the audible metaphorically. But man, audibles had to be called in our lives and in yours for sure. Man, I'm so proud of
Definitely.
you. You know what I mean? That stuff is just I can't imagine it, but I can imagine the feelings and some of them, and Yeah, that's crazy. But so I'll tell you, so you were an athlete growing up. You're still an athlete now. But was there ever a time, in that transition where you thought athletics or competition was over?
Yeah, there was a moment where I had that. Like this is before I found the school for the blind, because I was going through the hard time of actually getting back to school, because I wanted to go back to school, and the district that I was on to, they was telling me that I was gonna have to go to a different school, and that school was like, we can't do nothing with you, and I'm like, if I can't get back in school, then I can't do sports, and here, I figured that the whole sports life was done, and then um, forget what actually happened. Actually, a lady kind of heard the story, and she gave us some information about the school for the blind. And my mother looked it up, and we went out there and took a tour. They decided to go ahead and send me, and that's where I found out that they actually had sports for for the blind. And I was like, wait, this might be on something. And so I got into track and goalball. I still didn't know anything about beat baseball at the time, though. It wasn't
When did
it
you learn?
wasn't around.
When did you learn about baseball?
That was, I learned beat baseball my '09 was when I learned about beat baseball. I ran into a cat that still plays for the Blackhawks now, Brandon Chase. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, I listen. They got all sorts of news coverage on that guy. He's a big dog in our league. I know him.
Big Brandon. He's the one that introduced me to it. And
so he must have seen you and was like, this guy this is an athlete. I wonder if he knows.
I guess he knew it. Like we was friends, so I guess he just knew it. And he's like, yo, you gotta come to practice. And so, like, he gave me pants, like some practice pants to put on, like, 'cause I had no gear, and he just like, us, just suit up. He gave me everything. We went out to a Black Hawk practice, and I enjoyed the game then. I was like, wow, okay, this is something I could do.
Wow. I have two takeaways from that. One is that, like, that's kind of what we do in this community, because, like, we go to war. You know what I mean? Like, we go to war with these guys, and we go to war together, and we really, I don't know. I know I can speak for you and myself on this, and our teammates and some of my teammates from the past. Like, we want to win, of course, but for me
Right.
and I know for you, it's like it's more than that. And the ultimate goal is to win, but for a secondary ultimate goal is to, like, be there for one another and develop these relationships and stuff. So that's pretty cool that Brandon did that, and I've admired him from afar for quite some time, and I got the chance to meet him during our game on the last day of the series. So that just makes me admire him even more. The other thing was, did you start your career with the Blackhawks?
Actually, no.
No.
I did not.
You just went out to a practice.
Yeah, I just went out to a practice and ended up things happened. Ended up leaving Austin and came back home to Houston and
Oh, I see.
I
don't mean to interrupt. The school was in Austin or near Austin.
Yeah, it's in Austin.
Oh, I understand.
So I was.
So did you know that there was a team in Houston or no?
Nah. I was just like, wow, that go my b-ball days. It happened so fast, like a couple of practices.
Oh my God. They probably knew that you were such a, because you're a big dude and you're obviously got that athletic history. So they're probably like, oh man, we can't let, I'm kidding, of course, but it's like they were probably fearful of you going to the Heat and, doing what you do now. You know what I mean? So, were they the Heat in 2009? Were they, or when fast forward, when did you actually, like, how did it materialize? How did you find out about it when you're back home in Houston?
I was trying to get my case open with what was once called DARS, the Division of some rehab services, where
Sure.
They help you with school and work and all the resources and stuff. And Blake, the Blake Boudreaux president.
Oh yeah.
He works for. Yeah, at the time he was working for the office that I was on to, and my the caseworker that I was assigned to at the time, she was asking me what did I want to do, and I was like, I want to go back to school, find something to be active with, and she was telling me, she's like, well, if you want to, do you play sports? I was like, yeah, I would like to play sports.
Right.
And she was like, well, I know Blake here, he plays for a baseball team. They have one here in Houston. And so I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I knew it'd be baseball. And so she gave me Blake's number, and I contacted him. He told me where he practiced. Went out to practice, and that's how she wrote.
Oh my God. So JC's probably taking over the reins right around this time. JC being our coach, listeners. Is that right, or because I'm new to the team, so
JC had just taken over as the coach with Michael Garrett being the assistant, and that's I came in that time there. My first World Series was 2013 in Ames, Iowa.
Oh wow, okay. So are you so? Wow, that's crazy.
I'm sorry,
so
is that 12? Maybe that's 2012.
I think that was 12. Yeah, that was. No, that's fine. I'm not gonna nitpick. It was 2012. So we have a similar trajectory as far as I debuted in 2013. So was the World Series, the first World Series, was that your first competition, or no? Had you performed in like regional tournaments?
Well, I performed in other regional tournaments in gold ball and wrestling for to TSB, because they had sports extravaganza where like all the blind schools would meet up and like compete in track and gold ball and stuff like that. So I did that type of competition. I was actually good at track and shot put and wrestling and gold ball.
What's up? But baseball, your first tournament was the World Series in 2012.
My first beat baseball tournament was 2012.
Now, how like, I'm just gonna ask you bluntly, how'd you do? Like you personally, and then I'll talk about the team. How did you do?
Me personally,
no shame.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed. To be the first tournament, my batting was okay, but it's not to where I wanted, and my defense was horrible. I couldn't, I was just way too damn aggressive to the ball. I just wanted it too bad, so I overrun the ball. So
well, that's like understandable, man. No, that's understandable because like you want to, you get something back, right? Like you get something competitive like this in a team sport atmosphere. You want to, probably subconsciously or unconsciously want to like prove yourself, and you want to seize the moment. So, you've clearly how can I put it, like tempered that, like from my one tournament with you, by your side. But that's so understandable, and to put it like to you like this, man, it took me, this is where I was in my career. I mean, dude, that I just got my first put out on defense this past season. And for me, that was just such a relief because I hadn't had much experience on the field, but the experience I had gotten was, I didn't perform great, although there weren't many balls hit my way. I was put on like the opposite field, and it was just, it wasn't meant to be. And then I come down here, so there's like two things that I'll say is that my first run I scored in 2013 in Columbus against Taiwan. They were the eventual champions that year. Holy crap, man! That was, I went 2 for 7 in that tournament, so it was a crap performance. But dude, that run, like when the team erupts and like, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps and like just thinking about it. And then this past season, this was just as significant, but in a strangely different way. Like, so, do you remember, to get my first put out, I'm saying, and big ups to Janet and Ashley for being such good spotters. But do you remember your first, milestones like that?
Yeah, mine was my first hit because I didn't get to play defense my rookie year, but what was good for me was they started me as DH. And I was like, wow, like this is my first year, I'm a rookie and I get to start on offense. So
Yeah.
I'm getting up there and I'm trying to kill the ball. Like I'm trying to kill the ball so much. Like my fundamentals was also, but I end up actually like smashing it though. I ended up hitting the ball really well. But the funny thing is, I took off running and I have some speed. I'm quick, so I took out quite fast and I never dropped the bat. I had the bat in my hand the whole time.
Wait, so you scored with the bat?
I scored with the bat, and I didn't do it not once, not twice, but 3 times in my first game.
Yo, that's awesome. Did you get your balls busted for that or what?
Oh yeah, like I was there. And I was like, dude, you gotta drop the bat. Like I got it in my head, but it finally became comfortable to me because I got into a rhythm at hitting. And it was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Like this is what it is. Like I could be a good hitter.
And that so that I can tell that does stick out to you. I mean, mine was so like I didn't, I the only thing I can compare that to for me is like twice. Once was this past season, and it had rained because we're in West Palm Beach, of course. And then the first time was in my rookie season, but I like letting go of the bat because your batting gloves being wet or something like that's the only like and that's goofy but dangerous. Yours is just you just want to get there so bad, you just want to score so bad, and you're not even thinking about dropping the bat. So it's like it's harmless, but it's just that's funny, man. That's a riot. I mean. Oh, good for you though. So it was a relief though. Was it like? Is that fair to say? There's a relief to score or get a putout, or was it just like on to the next one?
No, it was a relief because I scored and it was like, like I could be something, and so it was ego was instantly built right there. Like I became a monster. Like I confidence, everything. Like I knew that I could be a part of the league. So.
Oh yeah. Wow. So you just must have just finished your 5th season. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it's been a rough season. It's been a rough career. Oh man.
Well, for personally or team wise, like what do you mean?
Well,
or just ups and downs, just
like,
natural ups and downs.
It's been ups and downs because like every, the team we do very well. So since I've been here, we like placed like third, like twice, and then fourth, like But since my rookie year, I've been injured every year to where I sit down by Wednesday. I can't do no more. Like this is the first season where I actually got to play the whole tournament. Did get injured, so we got something to build on. And I was like, yeah,
I didn't know.
We're moving in the right path.
We're moving in the right path. Hell yeah, man! I didn't realize you had a bit of a injury history as far and I'm sure it's coincidence because I'm sure it's not like a recurring thing, but yeah, man, we'll build on that. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see anything, dude. I listen. I meet you and I'm just like, yo, this guy is built like an ox, man. Like you're a big dude. You obviously are just like clearly, ultra athletic and then I get to know you and I'm just like he's just like the calmest dude ever. I mean like but then I go to play on the field with you and I'm like, man, this kid's got all the tools. He really does. You really do. You know what I mean? So keep yourself healthy and build on stuff like you said. We got a lot to build on. I mean, my first tournament with you guys didn't go the way we want, but I'm sure you've thought about this. We lost 2 games, right? And the 2 games we lost were to the 2 championship competitors. To me, that says a lot. It says that if we clean up our own act,
and we push them to the limit. We get it right. We there.
Yeah, we work on the fundamentals. We don't need to get into a lot of the stuff like that's going to be in between the lines for the team and stuff. But I'll just say in a general sense, we work on some things, some routines, some fundamentals. Holy cow, man, watch out. Which brings me to some good and some bad, and I got the blessing to talk about this in a generalized sense. But roster news, I know you were there, but let's talk about the addition first. we get back we get someone back. Do you want to talk about who's coming back and joining the team? And I met for the first time this past year, and it's pretty big news. You
Oh
want to talk about that?
yeah. We get our defensive man back, Big Blake. You know, so
Big Blake, huh?
that's
So Big Blake Boudreaux, Triple B, huh?
Big Blake Boudreaux, baby. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's good to have Blake back because to see that man play defense, it's a joy. It really is. I have to admit, because Blake can make some moves.
Is that
Like,
right?
really. But
Yeah, man.
yeah.
So I gotta cling to him then and learn about that side of the ball, because that's where I got the most improvement to make. But so he's got a defensive reputation, you're saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, tell me about like I know you've played a few seasons with Blake. Is he like I know him just from like I met him for the first time in person this past season in West Palm, and he was very humble and very easy to meet. Like off of the field at least. I haven't really interacted with him on the field yet. I have interacted with him
Oh,
a lot on the old internet. He's a bit of a ball buster. Is this accurate? Is that fair to say?
he's a bit of a what?
A ball buster. Like he gives me a hard time in like the most like
Yeah. That's Blake.
easygoing way, but
Yeah, that's Blake. Blake can get you. He's very easy going, but yeah, he bust you.
he likes to have fun. I can tell, right? Like
Oh,
in a
he's
fun, like a
yeah. He's a definitely fun guy. Blake's a good dude. It's really awesome. Him on the field, nah, he's just like us. Actually, you know how we turn to when we get on that field. We
oh
very
yeah, we become
very
warriors,
passionate.
right? Like
Yeah, like we into the game, our emotions. We just love it. It's a whole different thing when you put them cleats on and step on that field.
no, in all seriousness though, when because I'm talking about Facebook, which is just such a sewer, so it's good to have like lightheartedness, but he in moments of candor and in moments of like just personal talks with he and I, he is
Yeah,
someone I'm looking extremely forward to going to war with, like you said to me this past year. You said you would go to war with me anytime, and the feeling is
anytime.
oh man, the feeling is reciprocated. I'd go to war with you anytime too. So I can't wait to go to war with Blake. That's gonna be fun. But on to
Awesome.
some negative news. The first thing that I know, yes, thank you. Let's have an over the phone hug. There it is. Listen. People got to do what's best for them. And we'll just talk about it briefly because I don't know if anyone knows about it yet. But I did talk to Coach. I mean, other than us, I'm saying. But like I did talk to Coach. He said talk about it and move on, and we will. So the
Yeah,
person when I go ahead.
Yeah, we
Oh,
lost.
okay.
We lost
Yeah,
a good
we lost a
player.
yeah, we lost a we took a hit, and it was it was personal to me because I just found out recently, and it was personal to me because you know and what I mean is it was impactful to me because he was the one that approached me, I believe after talking to JC, but I'd left the Renegades and I had no direction and I didn't know where I was going to go or where I was going to play. I had some offers, but nothing I was super excited about it. Let's put it that way. And then he reaches out to me, and the rest is history, as you know. And we're of
Yeah,
course talking about the Paralympian himself and
yeah,
the really cool guy himself is Tanner Gears, and that's a loss. But let's
yeah.
focus on the positive. He's someone we can learn from and still be friends with, of course. But I'm saying
Oh,
as far as his
definitely.
yeah, but as far as his
Oh,
work ethic goes and his talent, we can learn from that and we can rally the troops, you know what I'm saying, and like become a tighter unit just to compensate for that loss. You can't replace a Tanner Gears, but talk about that, like jump off from that because I think you would know more than me.
man, Tanner's awesome, man. You really can't replace that speed and that offense skill that he bring and that the mindset of just working hard, put your all, that's is definitely was a blessing. But I know Tanner's is gonna make the league better by doing his own thing and just expanding it more. So definitely can't knock the guy. Definitely would be friends. I've sat down and just had conversations with Tanner, just advice on health, work ethic, just different things. And he definitely has been a good guy to just sit down and talk and just talk it out with you. So, and it's definitely it's bad that we lost him as a teammate, but hell, shit, just being a friend and being a competitor, I can't wait to see him in the league and get to face him. It's definitely gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So that's man, spoken like a true competitor and true class. Like that's class personified, Joe. And like, I couldn't have said it better myself because he is someone speaking of talking, like he just talked to me the other day about a school kind of an advocating for myself issue. And you're so right, you're so knowledgeable and so willing to go to bat for that's a little heavy-handed, but metaphorically go to bat for us and on the field and all of that. So I wish him the best, and I don't think that story is even close to being completed yet. So we'll wish him the best for this upcoming season and beyond, and then we'll just take care of our own business. Tell me, tell, I'm gonna do some couple tidbits, a few little fun things. So if I come down to Houston, man, tell me where I got to go to eat.
All right, so it depends. If you want your pizza, you go to the best pizza place I feel in town. It's called Frank's. It's the slices are huge. It's all the toppings is wonderful. The sauce is just great. If you want soul food, you have to take you to Mickey's. Get all the soul food you can eat with your red beans and rice, smothered chicken, all that good stuff.
Oh my God. So hold on, Mickey's. Like you sold me on Mickey's already just by saying soul food.
Yeah, Mickey's is nice. Mickey's is really nice. I love Mickey's. Or Mother's Oven, like that was my two favorite spots. Cause I'm a soul food eater guy. I love my red beans and rice and my cabbage.
Next time you go to Mickey's and Frank's, you got to tell them, hey, I gave you a cheap plug on the old the heat index. Maybe you sponsor us sometime. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I've been to Frank's so much so they've actually given me the coupons for like the free pizza and stuff. They know we order all the time for school. Like Frank's is just that's the place.
Oh man! All right, so those are good tips, man. Because I'm gonna do my best to get down there for at least some practices. Because it's hard. I've been busting my ass up here, but there's nothing like getting with your teammates, getting on the field and getting those reps.
Yeah.
Oh, the bonding definitely. On and off of the field, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
So tell me this one. Here's this one, dude. I was gonna open the show with it, but then with all the madness that I went through today, I forgot, and that's fine because I think this is coming up organically, and I like it. Hypothetically, Super Bowl 52. It's Dallas Cowboys, Houston Texans. Who you got winning the game? Who are you rooting for? And give me a final score.
You gonna do me like that, huh? Okay.
I am doing you like that because now I'm gonna get you in trouble with all your friends down there and all the people that are fans of the other team. I'm sorry. I'm a contrarian. I have to do it.
Man. All right. So like, this is like a bittersweet because. Man, I'm actually truly a Cowboys fan. Like that's first little league team I played for. It's like Cowboys all I know. But I do love my city. I'm from Houston, and so like my city being in the Super Bowl versus my favorite team, like oh my geez, and being a quarterback lover too. Like with these two young quarterbacks they have now, Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson, like. Man, like I definitely would be rooting for the Cowboys, but when the Texans score, like I'm still gonna do a backflip.
So you can't really lose. I mean, it's bittersweet.
I really can't. But because even if like the Texans win, like I'm still gonna party. My boys might be mad at me, but it's like, hey, sure, they fall hard.
You got to enjoy that parade, man. I don't think you've had one in your lifetime, so you got to enjoy that parade.
Oh no, it's definitely got to get one of those.
Spoiled with a few of them. I've had 10 opportunities. I've gone to 7 of them, or maybe I've had, Yeah, no, I've had 10 opportunities. I've gone to 7 of
I
them.
know, Mr. Boston. Yeah, it's almost like drinking a glass of water for you guys now. Like you can't expect it.
Hey, I had to get it in there, man. I had to. So all right, I won't make you make a pick. You were pretty clear that you'd be supporting the Cowboys, but you can't really lose. You know that's like more of a possibility too, that matchup, than ever. Like I'm not saying necessarily this season. I'm just saying they're set up for the future.
It definitely could be. Definitely could be. I get what you
So
mean. Like the talent that they're developing. Oh my geez.
yeah, so we're actually on Hall. It's Hall. I never mentioned. This is obviously pre-recorded, folks, but it is Halloween night. It is Game 6 of the World Series. I have not checked in on the score, but I've been pulling for you guys ever since the Houston Astros put a thorough whooping on my Red Sox. I turned into I jumped on that bandwagon, and it's getting awfully heavy. But in all seriousness, your city deserves it. And I had a dog in the race because I want my friends and my family, my Heat family, to enjoy what I've been so blessed to enjoy so many times over these last 15 years. So I'm pulling for them, man. And you go to that parade when they win. You go to that parade and you enjoy the hell out of that. And just be careful.
Most def, yeah. Most def. I haven't checked the score, but it's been a amazing World Series. Like
Oh my
I've
God,
had
with
my
all
chance
those
to
home
see
runs.
some, but this one here, it's been keeping me up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, people be in class. It's like, are you sleepy? Like, yes. You stayed up and watched the game with me. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't go to sleep.
I got home Sunday night from after the Lions Steelers game, and I get home at like 11:30. I was only down the street, but I get home at like 11:30. I'm like, all right, well, there's no way I didn't even think of the baseball game. I was like, there's no way it's still on.
Yeah.
But
Right.
as soon as I got home, I got a Bleacher Report notification. Bleacher Report, sponsor me, please. But anyways, wow. Uh, so no, but I get a Bleacher Report notification. They're like, "Oh, this game is only in the 7th inning or something." Like, dude, it's like what? So it was up till 1:30 watching this like ridiculous theater. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
I still maintain it was
Right.
too long, but at least it was entertaining because I loved every minute of it.
Right. Exactly.
You now being in Texas, college football, big thing.
I enjoy my college football.
Sounded like how
I
you put
do.
that. You're like, yeah, I must admit, I dabble. Who would you? So is
I
it?
do more than dabble. Like
I
I'm
know.
true. Because for me, it's like I enjoy watching the future NFL players. Because
So,
like
the future NFL players. Yeah, sure.
to see where they at now, and then to see what they become in the NFL. That's why I'm just loving is Deshaun Watson because I've been watching him since he's been at Clemson.
Clemson boy, yeah, man. I mean, he won that championship, and I think he won to 2, didn't he? And won one
Yeah,
of
he
them.
went to 2. I was rooting him on for both of them. He lost the first one and got the second one, so I was like, yeah, hey, that works.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, what do you think about the college format where it's like four game playoff? I mean, is that for me? It's like a step in the right direction, but it's not where it needs to be. What about you?
Yeah, it's not where it needs to be. I enjoy that they added extra, competitiveness, but it's too much bias in it, and
Oh yeah.
it's almost becoming like the NBA. Like I'm just tired of seeing the same teams,
Oh,
in here. Some of them. Don't get me wrong. Like Alabama, yeah, they deserve it. They just went undefeated this year. But like Ohio State, come on, like every year, Urban Myers, he's a good coach, great coach, but not every. There's teams better.
That's yeah. I don't know. I mean, listen, I watched it growing up, and like I think pretty much after the Adrian Peterson, what was his name? Ian, God, kid on Boise State. But after that bowl, I think I like that's the last like real big game I remember being super invested in. Do you remember when I'm talking about the kid that like scored a touchdown on the helmet on the Statue of Liberty play, and then uh he like proposed to his girl? She was a cheerleader against the Oklahoma Sooners.
No.
I don't remember.
I haven't.
I
Don't
don't
remember
remember
that
either.
one.
But basically, it's been like 10 years since I was super invested in it. But I'll watch bowl season. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
who wouldn't? Um, all right. So I'm gonna ask you a few. I'm gonna bring up a few things, right? And then I want you
All
to
right.
just give me a few words or a few thoughts. And they're gonna be mostly people, but and I'll ask you to say your piece, and then we'll probably wrap up. But I want to do a little word association. But by word, I mean just give me your thoughts, and we'll jump off from there. But I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with Mr. JC of South Carolina Carter, our head coach. What do you what comes to mind?
Toughness.
Toughness?
I let that man. Yeah, I let that man. He's definitely what we need. Like the Heat needs that tough headed type coach, that's willing to like tell you like, hey, like listen, like I'm telling you, I'm letting you know what I'm seeing out here. Get your head right. And he definitely has our best interest, man. It's one to have a guy like that in our corner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I
Especially
mean,
like I was saying,
especially like what?
like to be like the same age.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy.
He's 28 as well. Like so, it's like man, that dude,
Yo, when
that
I
dude
found that
there,
out,
he's awesome.
I don't really know what age I thought he was. I just when he said 28, and like I'm actually a few weeks older than him, I'm like, well, that's weird. Like I don't really know how to feel about that. But in all seriousness, it's like his maturity, his demeanor. I mean, it's just all like it's next level. And but then you can like off the field, you can come to him and again, this is in limited experience, but I mean, you guys have made me feel this way, and he in particular has I can approach him, and when you're approachable, that's when you have a good a good when that leads to good chemistry, and that leads to success. So well said. Uh, Next, I'm gonna go with Fonzie.
What? The truth.
The truth. Oh my God, the truth. I love it.
Fonz is the best pitcher, hands down, baby. Like I love Fonz, man. And his heart, man. Like the heart that Fonzie put into pitching, like you feel it. You feel it every time. Like is you can't. There's no doubt. Like he's there.
Yeah.
And this is awesome. This is awesome having him around.
So I mean, I have a few thoughts on Fonzie. I mean, so he and JC, I had asked them because I'm curious about stuff like this. I was like, what got you guys into beat baseball? And for Fonzie, it was a family member who, like, shortly thereafter didn't play any longer. At least this is my understanding. But my point is, for nearly 2 decades, he's been a pitcher at the top of the league without a dog in the race, really, other than the desire to help us and be good at what he does and get us to be better players and better individuals. I mean, that to me is just so selfless and so like next level like just genuine, you know what I mean? It's just like wow. And then the same for JC. Like he said, he's just like his mom wanted him to stay out of trouble, go volunteer, and then he comes, and it's like I don't think he had to keep doing this. You know what I mean? Like these guys don't have to do this. They don't, and that goes for all of the sighted volunteers. But I mean, these two stories, like they don't really, like JC didn't have a blind relative or a blind friend that got him there. I don't think. And and if I'm wrong, they'll correct me, but. That to me is just so amazing. And then as far as Fonzie goes, as far as his like on the field stuff, man, like I come down, man, and I took a Greyhound down there, first of all. Don't ever do that, folks. And Joe, don't ever do that. It was a circus, and it was bad for my muscles. Let's put it that way. God, it was terrible. But nevertheless, I come down, and I haven't faced live pitching in I don't know 10 months. Or maybe even longer, and I come down, I go 7 for 12, man. You know what I mean? I hit over 500, and that has nothing. I mean, I shouldn't say nothing, but it has so little to do with me. That to me means I have the best pitcher in the league. I've only faced 2 other pitchers and one predominantly, and they were very good pitchers. But the Fonzie ability to make the adjustment without me having to make a super adjustment, that's crazy skill. You know what I'm saying? Like he had never faced me, and he just, he I think he saw a few videos that I sent you guys, and then we go from there. And I go 7 for 12, and I'm not trying to to plug my own stats or anything. I'm just saying that's that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's so good. And so yeah, we're lucky. And to get to know him and room with you guys, that was fun too, because he's just, he is a really good guy, and just really desired, and
Right on.
excuse me, he has just a lot of desire, a lot of drive, and that's it's infectious. So we love you,
Yeah.
Fonzie.
Likewise.
Give me something on Lee Rod.
Hey, Lee is awesome as well, man. Lee will sit down and he's the funniest cat I know. Like Lee will get you. He'll get you with the jokes. Like you just it comes from nowhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, he one thing I like about Lee is he's partial. So when we had practice, he'll let me know. He's like, hey man, like you got to bring your swing down just a little bit. They'll be like, all right, I appreciate that, Lee Rod. Like straight up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
him to be able to help, like it's awesome how Lee around because he's experienced. He's been in moments to where he had to take the last pitch, to win the game, and those moments don't come cheap. To have that experience and to be able to calm yourself down and make that play. It's awesome having a cat like that around.
Yeah, man, he's got loads of experience. He's also genuine. That's a theme I've noticed on the team, is that there's just a lot of genuinity and care and camaraderie, and not to mention for such a chiseled vet, he's still got it, man. That's
Yeah.
that's for sure. I saw him hit a few bombs, man, quite a few bombs this past series. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've
I
enjoyed
lefty.
getting to know all of you guys, and a lefty too. Those are he's in rarefied air when you can be a lefty but also a successful lefty. So good point.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm gonna ask you a question about you. If you could change, or let me rephrase, if you could improve upon one aspect of your beat baseball game, what would it be? If you could only
Defense.
improve one. Defense.
Defense. All
Any
day.
like specifics?
Being able to trust myself, knowing that I'm there, so I just need to get down and get the ball. Cause it's not that I get tired, but coach telling me all the time, like, boy, you're right there by the ball. Just get down. Just trust yourself and get down, and that's what I want to do better. Cause I know I'm there. I hit the ball. It's like I had the speed to be there, so I just want to trust myself more and just get down, use my technique, and you know, I just want to be able to shut it down on defense. That's true enjoyment to me.
All right, man. Yeah, you got that you got that motivation that because if the worst thing you could have done there, right, is say come up with like there's two things you could have done that would have been bad, and one would have been hesitate and not really have an answer, and the other thing would have been just defense and then like not been able to elaborate, because it's one thing to say defense or offense, right, or running or speed or something, but it's like, well, what about it? You know what I mean? What part about it do you need to fix? And it's obviously something that you think about, and as long as you don't get those doubts in your brain, man, like you're gonna improve. You know what I mean? Like that's all. We'll help each other. We'll push each other. And that's for sure. I wanna end with one topic, and then I'm gonna say a few words, and then I'll let you have the floor. And the topic is faith, man. Like I noticed that we say the Our Father before the games. And I don't need to know about your background. If you can share whatever you want, but I'm just saying, like, is faith a big thing for you? And or like, why do we say that? Because for me it was so timely based on where I was in life, and to come down and like still be finding my spiritual connection and all of that, and to have you guys say that and
Oh man,
feel like it was not
say
forced. What does that mean to you?
we don't do nothing. We can't do nothing without that higher power, man. Like I'm not the biggest, religious person, but I do believe in my father, and because man, the way my whole thing happened, I'm not supposed to be here. From what the doctors was telling me, like, and I'm the person that keep me here was father, so like that's definitely walk by faith and live for a purpose. So everything that we do, we must give thanks for him watching over us and allow us to do so. So I enjoy that we do that before every game because, I mean, hey, we let them know that we understand, why we're here, and I just keep their hand on us while we keep playing.
Heck yeah, man! It's a gift, and like I said, when I noticed that you guys did that, and that I would have the opportunity to do that, it was for me it was not a coincidence, based on where I was in life and what I've gone through and what I've put myself through more specifically. To have that opportunity before each game means a lot to me, and I'm glad we do that.
God, dog it.
So
yeah.
So to get sappy for a minute, you gotta let me get sappy for a minute. But I won't take up too much time doing so. I just want you to know, and I want the world to know, that to give me the opportunity to not only interview you and talk to you and become your friend and let me be a part of your world and your family and your team. What you guys did for me, do for me, and will do for me is something I don't take for granted. Or at least I try not to. I'm not perfect. It means the world to me that you guys gave me a shot. And I do think that it was unfortunate how things ended with me and my former team. However, I don't focus on that. What I focus on is that, I don't know if it was meant to happen. What I do know, though, is that it is a blessing, and not even in disguise. It's just a blessing, because now I'm in a good spot. I'm in a spot that I'm very happy. And I just thank you and the Heat, my new family members. You guys are my family. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart, Joe. And when you said to me something that, I hope you can tell that it stuck out to me. When you said, I'll go to war with you anytime. You didn't say on the field. You just said, I'll go to war with you anytime. I don't even think we were talking about baseball. I think it was all encompassing. And, I love you guys for that. And I love you for that. So that's all I got on that. So, do you have any final words? Anything you want? Well, I want to also just, folks. Harvey was a bitch. Donate to your Red Cross. Reach out to the Red Cross for hurricane relief. Do whatever you can. It all counts. But you guys have survived. You guys are survivors. You guys are warriors, and that's all I'll say about that. But do you have anything you want to say to end this and wrap this up?
Harvey was something, but the city stays strong. We come together, and it will be a moment we'll move forward. And as far as you already know, anytime, any day, no matter, go to war, baby. That's how we do it.
Warrior.
That's how we
warrior.
Be.
Oh,
and,
man, this was fun.
I always know, no matter how much sight we lose, we still have vision. So we just keep moving forward.
You know what? I love that. And and speaking of that, you know what? It would be a shame if I forgot to do this. You just said something that reminded me of our very own published author, our very own all-star, our very own brother, is Ja'Cory Wiley. He was going to come on. He wanted to come on and just spend a few minutes saying, his words about you. But let me put it this way. They were going to be very, very nice, very, very eloquent, because he's a great speaker. He couldn't make it. We couldn't make it happen. But I'm going to tell you what, we're going to do this a lot. And you'll be a recurring guest, as long as you're willing. So I hope you enjoyed this, man. I really do, because I know I did. Dude, this was deeply profound and personal and fun for me, and I hope it wasn't painful for you, because, I know it can be tough, but you took the time, man, and, I thank you so much. And, let's have a kick-ass off-season. Let's bust our asses, and let's just get it, man. Let's go get it.
Let's get to it, brother.
All right, Joe. That's what's up, guys. This was the first ever installment of The Heat Index. Follow us. It'll be on iTunes. It'll be on SoundCloud. It'll be all over Facebook. Follow us. Give us a like. Support us. Thanks for all the listens. And God bless you. Bye-bye.